Welcome to our 360-degree tour of Urquhart Castle on the shores of Scotland's most famous lake, Loch Ness. This medieval castle was controlled by different groups over the centuries, by Scottish clans, by the English government army, and by the Jacobites. And as you can imagine, these groups did not take over the castle by asking politely. And actually, I'm going to pause the video right here, because if you move your viewer to the field behind me, you can actually see a reproduction trebuchet in the distance. It's similar to weapons used to attack the castle in the medieval period. And look out, because even though it's far, that thing can sling a giant rock 200 yards at 127 miles per hour. Phew, it looks like we made it safely across and through the historic gatehouse passageway. The gatehouse was blown up on purpose by the English government army in 1692, so that the Jacobites couldn't retake the castle. But luckily, some of the brickwork survived, which leads us to this beautiful view of the lake beyond the castle. Let's head down to the center of the action, the Great Hall. So this area was built in the late 1200s. The lord of the castle would show off his wealth and status by hosting lavish banquets here. There was even a private apartment for the lord and his family after the party. And what a beautiful view of the lake. From where we stand, you can almost imagine the music and dancing from years gone by. And if these walls could talk, they'd tell the story of medieval Scotland's most powerful figures gathering here to drink and forge alliances. And actually, in 1342, this very hall hosted King David II, the son of Robert the Bruce. Talk about a VIP guest list, right? So let's make our way to one of the castle's most prominent features. It's called Grant's Tower. And no, I didn't make that up just to make it sound like it's named after my husband. It's named for the Grant family Highland clan that once controlled the castle in the 1500s. A large portion of the tower still stands today, and there's a viewing deck on the second story. And from the top, it offers one of the best views of Loch Ness. Check out the view from this window tower. Below us is the Inner Bailey, which was the fortified courtyard of the castle. And look at this beautiful close-up of the masonry. To me, this thing on the left looks like an old fireplace. What do you think? And what goes up must come down, so we're heading back down the tower stairs. But not before we show you what it looks like to take a peek through one of the archers' windows. I can almost imagine archers looking out these windows 500 years ago, taking aim at enemies approaching from the water. And when you have a castle this important, there will always be enemies looking to take it from you, or at least rob you of all of your stuff. Like the Great Raid of 1545. That's when the MacDonald clan raided the castle and took nearly 8,000 sheep, goats, and cattle, 1,700 sacks of oats, 750 sacks of barley, plus horses, pigs, geese, and oxen. They even took the door locks. A great raid indeed. By the way, if you love history and travel as much as we do, hit that subscribe button. We have much more content just like this of our travels around the UK and beyond. I'll also post the playlist of our UK travels in the description below for easy access. So as we head toward the southern end of the castle, this is a great time for you to make use of this 360-degree video and look around. On your right, you'll see the gatehouse passage where we entered earlier. And right across from that, you'll see the ruins of the old kitchen. So, what kind of food would be prepared here if you were a guest of the laird? The menu could include venison, beef, mutton, goat, pork, and the old wedding guest options, chicken or fish. And you might think that the castle would serve fish from Loch Ness, right? I mean, the lake is right there. But actually, excavated bones here show that the wealthy inhabitants of the castle preferred North Sea cod and halibut over the local salmon and trout. Fancy. And to our left here, you'll see a stone archway. That's the water gate, with a staircase that leads down to the private beach. But we are heading up to what's called the Upper Bailey Shell Keep. It's the highest part of the headland, and it's the site of the castle's earliest defenses. And it's not hard to see why they chose this spot. What an amazing vantage point, and the perfect place to end our tour. Please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. And for more Scottish adventures, I'll share a link to our Scottish Highlands video here. It includes our ferry ride to Urquhart Castle, and you'll also get to see Culloden, Fort George, Inverness, and more. So be sure to check it out, and we'll see you next time.